Don't be a piece of shit. Buy this sweatshirt.
Buy it, guys. It's a classic.
Austin,
Yeah.
what gives on the setup?
Do you have a gripe with Austin here?
Austin was supposed to be here at 5 p.m. He was here earlier, but we were supposed to be rolling at
Right.
5 p.m. It's now 6
God.
o'clock.
Boss, this is when Boss Danny mode comes into pluck and play, dude, and he likes to fucking tear some people a new asshole from time to time, Austin. So I'm going to tell you, dude, watch out.
I
He's
will
out.
say this.
Leo was 15 minutes late.
Well, you know, I have many excuses, and I'm a star, so, you know.
I will say this. He played it
Huge
right.
star.
The first 2-3 podcasts, he came in with 16 cameras,
Yeah.
a bunch of high quality, very fine lights.
Oh, yeah.
The audio was never crispier.
He showed his penis.
He showed his penis. That might have been show number 3 or 4.
Right.
But every show, another camera's gone deactive, another mic's cut out, another show's cut out.
Yeah.
One show. This is smart, though.
Yeah.
You did it. If you're a mediocre-looking guy and you go out with a smoking hot chick, all you need to do is be sharp for the first 3 dates.
That's true.
Once
and
you're
you got
in
her
the
hooked in. Yeah, you got her hooked in.
Once you're in the pussy, it's going to be too much work for her to go out and find a new guy and stop fucking you.
Yeah, then you can start getting lazy and making mistakes.
What do you think, Danny? Maybe we should drug test him?
Drug test him, make sure he's getting enough sleep, maybe send a supervisor over to watch him in bed.
Cavity search?
I'll take care of that.
Yeah, I knew you would. You got gloves or gloveless?
Austin, what's the deal? Your computer just started falling apart? I thought you spent $200 on a new one.
He fucking grew a beard and now he thinks he can just slack off.
He's blaming everything on
the
his
computer.
on his PC.
Y'all were here when it died.
He
Yeah,
bought a
we
new
did.
one, though, because him and I did the solo live stream for my main channel,
Yeah, it was
and I'm just confused. Why isn't anything working?
Grand
Well,
success.
when we were recording that last podcast, my power supply died. And if anyone knows anything about computers, it basically screws everything up if your power supply kind of short circuits, messes with your motherboard and all that kind of stuff. So I just
I
had a bunch of
regret
technical
asking you.
issues.
I'm already about to fall asleep. Nobody cares about computer stuff.
Fucking motherboard, huh?
Fuck motherboards.
Did you have to take computer science in college?
Computer science and my brain are like the two opposite ends of a magnet that repel against each other.
Nice.
That, any kind of science, any kind of mathematics. Not for me.
Nice. But was it required
Is
for
that
your
nice?
major?
Is it nice that I
Yeah,
don't
fuck
grasp
it,
computer
dude.
science?
Fuck it, dude. Why do you
Don't
know?
be
At
proud of
some
my-
point, computers will take over, and at that point, you will not have the upper hand anymore.
So isn't
But that's
that
okay?
Isn't it not nice that I don't know about him?
Well, maybe you could live off the grid. Maybe you could be one of the ones that are, you know, one of the rebels. And I hope that, you know, knowing you, you are going to be one of the rebels. I, for sure, am going to have the chip installed. You know why? Because all I care about is pussy. So as long as, if the chip's installed and I can live amongst with all the pussy, I'm going to live there. But you, on the other hand, I know that you would say no to the chip.
Yeah.
You'd be making your videos in some log cabin. I'd visit you for sure, help you out. But I'd come back to the city where the girls with the chips are, and you would be like, I'm chipless.
You know who you are?
You know.
You're the guy in the Matrix who's bald and wants to be inserted back into the Matrix
Exactly.
as a movie star.
I just want a steak, dude. I just want to eat a fucking steak again. Oh, wait. He did. Well, no, that's exactly. I'd want to come back as a movie
Exactly.
star.
The guy in the first Matrix. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, man, as long as there's pussy, you guys can follow me, see
Yeah.
my bank account. I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
You could
dude.
kill me in 5 years.
Yeah, some asshole. Dude, I've been seeing, you know, I read a comment on occasion. I don't read all the comments. They keep, these kids always call me blue pillar. You know, you can suck my fucking dick. How about that? How about you blue pill? How about I take a blue pill and then you suck my fucking cock?
You know
How
what?
about that?
They take a blue pill.
Well,
and it's
the Viagra is a blue pill, but it's an old. You know, have you ever fucked with the Viagra?
I thought you were talking about fish oil.
No. That's. I mean, are there blue fish oil pills? Usually, mine's clear.
It might make your cum taste better. A
Yeah.
blue pillar. You know what that might come down to? And somebody requested I ask you about this on the
Sure.
live stream. Your association with the Bozo Brigade.
Oh God, maybe I just like guys that are positive all the time. All right, Rumon's positive all the time. Andrew Judge is positive all the time. Who else is the part of the Bozo Brigade?
Emily knows everything.
Emily knows everything is definitely positive all the time. She tells me I'm handsome all the time. She says that all her girlfriends think I'm handsome. She tells
She's
me
always
that
on
my
lithium.
girlfriend is really handsome or beautiful. She is, yeah, she's on some kind of drug for sure, 100% of the time. But even her boyfriend, Stencil the Cock, dude. Even Stencil the Cock
Speaking
is
of
positive
things,
all
are
the
you
time.
on Adderall right now? You're pretty chatty.
No, I'm not, man. But you know what? Honestly, why can't we have a conversation off of the fucking mics? Dude?
We were talking today.
Barely, dude. You don't even make eye contact with me anymore.
What are you
You
talking
know
about?
you don't.
We just talked the entire time in the room before the podcast started.
I don't like it.
Okay.
It's okay though. You're all business now. He's changing, guys. He's fucking changing.
Okay. You seem to be, because that's obviously not true, you seem to be trying to divert the whole Bozo Brigade accusation.
You know why?
Listen to me.
Do I call your roommates the Bozo Brigade? I like them all.
No, not another monologue. We don't need another monologue. My roommates don't make content.
Let me tell you, Andrew Judge got a fucking ad on TikTok, and he's pumped.
Wow, I bet he got $50.
$500. He made $500.
Ask me how much I made last month.
Oh, no, stop talking about your money. Look, I'm going to tell you some old Italian adage, all right? You watched fucking American Gangster, all right? Denzel Washington.
I watched it this weekend for the first time.
Would Denzel Washington in that movie, would he talk about what he makes? No. I want you to keep it a secret from now on. I don't want anyone to know what you make.
He wore a chinchilla fur coat to a boxing match.
Well, that's exactly what me and you would do. Which was a mistake.
Not exactly not talking about your money.
Did it not prove that it was a huge mistake? Afterward, it was one of the biggest mistakes he ever made. And you know what's funny? My dad was at that fight and he saw him wearing the chinchilla coat.
I looked that guy up, actually. Yeah. Frank, whatever his name is.
Yeah, fucking amazing dude.
It was a complete fabrication. He was almost illiterate.
Really?
He was a total street urchin. He did make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with Denzel Washington being well-spoken, well-educated, handsome, and sharp, myth.
Woke up in the morning at 6 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yeah, 5 a.m., yeah.
Not true.
Really?
Seriously, the Bozo Brigade. You got to cut them loose, Leo.
Oh, I have limited interaction with them as it is. They're just my buddies. Andrew Judge is a great editor. Every now and then I hit him up for some editing.
Is he a great editor?
I think he's he's an above average editor.
Is that why he's getting psyched on $500 TikTok ads and he's not making it in Hollywood, chopping up the next superhero movie?
You know, he's young. He's very young, you know. He's only like 25. The kid has time to grow and become who he's going to become. Not everybody is as well-read as you and has a sophisticated humor. All right, Ruman also he's an athlete. He likes to work out. We work out a lot. We bond over that. He also likes pussy. We talk about pussy. He tries to chase some pussy. And things of that nature. I don't hang out with him all. He's back home. He's a sweet kid. He's a kind individual. I like kindness. I like people that are sweet, that make me feel like I'm a better person myself. Because, at the end of the day, I'm not the kindest and I'm not the sweetest.
So how are you going to shed your reputation of being a blue pillar?
Okay, first of all, blue pillar is what? Like, life is what it is. Like what? What is the exact definition of blue pill? And then, because I think I know that life is finite. I think I know that the government is doing shit that I don't know about. I think I just simplify things to fucking get jacked and get some pussy, and it'll bring you some happiness. And Danny is only going to help me and aid me in that direction. My girlfriend, she is a supporter of what I do. I think she likes that I'm creative. I think that it's probably one of the things that was intriguing about me. I think without, doing what I do and being creative and stuff, I don't think that I would be in any way, shape, or form as happy as I'm not very happy, but at least I'd be a lot more depressed for sure.
Did you slip this guy an Adderall?
No, I didn't, man. I've always been like this.
I feel like I can walk out of the room and come back and the monologue will still be going. I don't even know where we started anymore.
Let me tell you something, dude. The Italians, we heat up. When the fucking gets hot, dude, I fucking get hot myself, dude.
Okay, so we're talking about getting hot, your girlfriend, your creative output. I was talking about the Bozo Brigade and your association with the crew that people clearly don't respect. It's okay. We'll move on from the Bozo Brigade.
No, it's okay. But what do you want me to do about it? You want me to not be friends with Emily Knows Everything, Ruman, and Andrew Judge? You
know what, Leo? At the top right corner of everybody's Instagram profile, there are 3 little dots. Mm-hmm. You click those, you scroll down to BLOCK, and you apply that function.
You want me to block those 3 people?
I unfollowed Emily.
Let me tell you something. Andrew Judge got you, technically, because of him, we got a flight to New York paid for you, and a video done in New York because of Andrew Judge.
Who paid for that flight? My flight to New York.
Well, at the end, I got reimbursed through Andrew Judge's connection, which is his uncle who worked at the venue that paid me $700, and I used that to pay you. So by way of Andrew Judge, you got that flight to New York, and you had a great time in New York.
There were too many middlemen for me to give Andrew Judge credit for that. That was a sweet venue in New York.
Yeah.
The venue where I did the comedy show, Leo did the comedy show, the Sunfish Room unfortunately did the comedy show. They fed me Probably $700 in free drinks.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they gave you so, and anybody who was around you got drinks too for free. It was fucking awesome.
I'm like a sultan.
They treated you like a fucking rock star. When you went upstairs and that you were asking everybody to show cocks, the guy just closed the door, kept his mouth shut.
That's like I
didn't
told him.
say anything. He said, hey, let me know if anything you need. You let me know. Hey, things go down in New York. It's different over there.
And I rewarded him by throwing an apple at one of the neighboring building's windows after the We caused so much havoc in the street after.
The guy hit me up and said, we're welcome back anytime.
There, you heard it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're good. When you pack the seats and when you make the kiddies laugh till they can't breathe no more. Club promoters
I think whenever we travel, we could do like a live podcast at some venue like that. That'd be cool. We were already invited to do a live podcast at the Haha. They said we could do it.
Is Emily Judge TV going to be there? Emily Judge TV.
Emily Judge TV. Hey, listen, at some point, I know that you were really attracted to Emily.
Hey,
Emily knows everything.
Here's what we're going to do. Austin, can you get on Instagram and can you pull up Andrew Judge TV's,
No.
Emily Knows Everything's, and Rumon's most recent videos on social?
Why would you do this? Leave them alone.
We're going to keep talking, but let's watch them together because we're talking a lot about these characters. I figure about 50% of the podcast audience knows them. If they don't, they need a refresh. Well, if they don't, they need to be acquainted. And if they do, they need a refresher.
You are such an asshole.
You know what observation I made this weekend?
What?
I was in Santa Barbara, and I realized surfing has got to be the worst pastime there is.
Well, why? Because I can tell you why I think it's interesting. I've never done it. I've boogie boarded. You know, we did a video about it, but why? Why do you think it's so bad?
I drove by the tip of Ventura, a very popular spot, one of the most famous there is. There was a line, like the line coming out of Splash Mountain at Disneyland on Memorial Day weekend, just to catch a wave.
Really? What time was it?
Noon, 2?
Oh, okay. Well, see, the early birds probably would get the worm and be fine.
This proves my point that all surfers are numbskull retards.
Look, I mean, they're known to be potheads and not like the smartest.
So there was 20, 30, 40 people to get one wave. Then I went closer to Santa Barbara, right by Isla Vista, the college town for UCSB. There was no waiting. Everybody just caught a wave at random. It was anarchy. So many times, Leo, I saw a guy coming down the face of a wave while another dude was just dog paddling around like, ooh, I'm going to get out to the set, catch my wave. It's almost my turn. Inches away from getting a battering ram with a sharpened point driven into the space between his eyeballs.
Jesus.
So many people almost died in front of me. It's boring or it's going to take your life.
It's dangerous, and I totally understand where you're coming from with that. But let me ask you a question. How often is your brain completely clear? You know, like when you ejaculate and you're just not thinking of anything?
Yeah.
And when you play like sports, when you were probably rolling and stuff like that on a mat, if that's what the boys call it, rolling.
Or at Coachella, I was rolling. Ha 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 ha.
Dude, if I ever saw you at Coachella, dude, I would be very disappointed.
I was never at Coachella. Never went.
I never went either, man. Yeah. I wouldn't go. I don't think I'd go. We should go to fuck with people, though.
See, you're saying that
your heads.
I get it. I understand.
Yeah, we all need to find that moment where our brain is blank and we're not thinking about it.
Well, Leo, you just offered a couple alternatives. Rolling jujitsu, jacking off, meditating. You don't need to get a wetsuit on.
Well, let me tell you. What about that? Do you like nature? Your parents own that. It's not a condo. They own that log cabin up that we filmed the video in. You don't like nature at all. You don't think it centers you a little bit.
I hate nature.
Jesus.
It sucks. It's dangerous. You can't access water, food, survival materials. There are bears. There are spiders. There are snakes. If I could, I would make all of nature just look like Death Valley.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm an arachnophobic.
Me too. I don't like it.
And I'm not going to lie, because they can kill you. It's a rational fear. If you just are afraid of random things, then it's irrational. But like a spider can kill you. But let me ask you a question. Have you always been equally afraid of spiders, or has it grown?
I'm really not that afraid of spiders.
So could you swat, like, you know those summer spiders that you see in LA, those big brown ones? Could you just swat at one of those, like, you know, one of their webs?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I've seen people do that. My dad, he can just swat them down like a fucking beast.
I got to keep referring back to my evolutionary psychology book. Every human has a built-in fear of a few things. Arachnids are one, snakes are another, heights are another. This is really interesting. When you stand at the bottom, say, of a bell tower, the bell tower at UC Santa Barbara, you stand at the bottom of it and look up, and then you go to the top and you look down. From the top looking down, you'll estimate the footage at 30% higher.
Really?
Because humans have a built-in bias when they're on top of something to be afraid of it and think it's higher.
So when I used to work that stunt show, there was a 50-foot jump that these guys would do, like lit on fire, and it would look pretty amazing from the crowd. But let me tell you, everybody had to at the tryouts, you had to go up and jump off, right? And when you go up there, the wind is moving the structure. You look down and it looks like it's a mile long. It's so scary, man. And I was really scared. And also, people have landed just like belly flopped and like broken their ribs from 50 feet, which is again what I told you, that the jump that you do is pretty significant. But yeah, man, I jumped it and you just.
I wish I could have drained the pool before you hit the ground. Before you hit the water. Continue.
You wanted me to die?
I wish if I could have.
You would have liked it if I died during the Water World trials.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 years before I met you.
If I was an at-home aquatics engineer and I was really good with pool stuff, I wish I could just turn on the vacuum full blast and suck that thing dry.
So if you could just go back in time, you would have gone back to the Water World tryout.
Yeah.
You would have drained the water right as I was jumping.
Yeah.
And then I would have hit it would have been an extra 45 feet. So I would have fallen close to 100 feet, 10 stories.
I would prefer if it was over 100 because that's the fatality range, but...
No, you're dying at 100 feet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm just trying to be scientific.
Yeah, so you would have gone back in time and done that, and then I would have never met you at the fucking Hambone group filming. We would have never done the UCLA video, and you would have never done any other video with me, and you'd be happier right now.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot.
Well,
your attitude towards me recently, I can totally see why you've been acting the way that you've been acting.
Okay.
You want me to be dead? You prefer that I was dead.
Well,
I have no idea why.
You'd be very replaceable with one of the men that Austin's about to pull up on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Which one would you, if you had to replace me with one of these men, who would you, well, one of the three, because it could be Emily Knows Everything as a man. So which of the choices between Ruman, Andrew Judge, and Emily Knows Everything would you actually choose? Who would you choose?
Ruman would get me diversity points because he's Muslim. Emily Knows Everything would as well.
I feel like there'd be a little sexual tension between you guys.
She's batshit crazy. Yeah,
might hook up.
I would get probably sued for sexual harassment right away.
She would never. Dude, I think she was like definitely got taken advantage of. I think she told me a guy slipped. I don't know if I should. Yeah, I could. Somebody slipped a pill in her drink and she woke up and he was kicking her out of his bed.
When did this happen? What?
Probably like 5 years ago.
She probably just uses that to blame on her failure. She blames her failure on getting a roofie.
You're such an asshole. You're a deplorable sometimes.
When we talked to her on the phone and she was telling me why her comedy career wasn't taking off, she was talking about her depression and her anxiety. I feel like depression and anxiety is everybody has that who's not succeeding in life. It's just the ultimate trump card. Like, oh, you can't get mad at me or judge me. I'm depressed and anxious.
I thought she was pretty honest, and I honestly think that you two have some chemistry. I'm not going to lie.
Well, we do have some chemistry in the most fundamental scientific type because that was me who dropped that pill in her drink.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. First of all, we're doing this podcast. It's an odd one. You told me that you prefer that I had fallen all the way to the floor of the fucking huge, gigantic.
I was trying to get something going
at Waterworld. No, you meant that, and then you followed it up with admitting that you were the man that 5 years ago took home Emily Knows Everything from a bar and slipped a pill in her drink and took advantage of her.
That wasn't the only thing that got slipped in a thing that night either.
Did you come inside her?
Hell yeah.
Oh, you sick fuck.
Austin, are you having any luck over there?
Your Wi-Fi's down. Oh, there we go. I got all three pulled up.
Oh, sweet. Let's watch Andrew Judge. Let's see what
his most recent video. All right, let's do it.
Let's see what old AJTV.
What if you laugh at one of these? If you laugh at one of these, you have to get up and you have to whirl your penis towards the camera.
All
There we go.
I'll watch it super honestly, and I'll laugh or react however I want to react to it.
I'm going to flip the screen over for you.
Nice. So this is Andrew Judge. His most recent post.
No, most
Or
recent video.
All right.
Let's see him wearing the pair of Speedo
That's-
goggles.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this one.
Well, quit talking.
I'm going to scroll down a little bit more.
Can we get audio on it too, Austin?
Oh, you're not getting audio?
I didn't hear anything so far.
No.
I don't know if there was audio so far. We're not hearing shit.
I think there's,
Okay.
there's audio.
Leo's reaction to this.
What? It's whatever, dude. You know what? Not everything has to be something that's funny to you, all right? Maybe he's trying to go for that influencer, trying to reach the masses, all right?
And
There's people that are very rich for making way less funny videos than that.
Let's see. Let's see what the benchmark level of funny is here.
Damn it, Austin! We almost died.
Austin's producer skills are getting squirrely.
Hey, in my defense, I didn't know we were going to be doing this until you thought of it. Okay, here we go.
Still hella loud, dude. We could have a dance party based on the output from these speakers. Headphones.
All right, so we got Andrew Judge, and then you're going to do Ruman and Emily Knows Everything?
I suppose, yeah.
All right. Ah, fuck. Your Wi-Fi is just...
Yeah, I think your Wi-Fi is actually the issue with the camera switcher thing.
Should we scrap it, or
it's
should we
always my
watch it
fault.
on our phones, and then you could put it up as a clip? What do we do?
Let's try once more here. I mean, it seemed to be working just fine. It just the volume was too loud.
The internet just died.
Oh,
So I can't even get the video to play.
I can't deal with this adversity anymore.
No more. You can't deal with the adversity? Excuse me? Haven't you been reading enough Jocko, enough of that fucking David Goggins? I saw a guy that kind of resembled David Goggins today, and I said, and I yelled at him. I was like, fucking David Goggins. I thought, I just did that by myself to make myself laugh, and I kind of felt weird about it afterward.
Okay. Why? Because you accused a guy of being a black dude, and they were both black, so you feel like
Well,
I'm being
he was
racist?
a bald, lighter-skinned black man, and I just yelled at him and said, "What's up, Goggins?" And I just felt weird. I don't know, man. Can't I say something to you without you just being an asshole?
I was trying to get to the bottom of why you felt bad about it. I don't know why you felt bad.
All right, thank you.
People tell you look like Aquaman, and it's your favorite thing that ever gets
That
told to
is
you.
not my favorite thing. Why would you say that? Why would you assume that's my favorite thing that ever gets told to me? You don't, obviously. I heard that you don't like to be called Julian Casablancas.
I don't care.
I heard
I'm
that you
indifferent to
told
it.
a man, I heard a kid came to me crying that you blocked him because he called you Julian Casablancas.
I don't remember that. I haven't blocked anybody in a while, but I have blocked a lot of people in my time.
Yeah, you
So-
have. Is that something that's a blockable offense?
Blockable offenses for me can be very minor. There was a time when, remember when I said I was the best relief pitcher in all of baseball?
yeah.
And then I said I was also the best shortstop, and
Yeah.
people were saying that A-Rod wasn't a shortstop.
right, and that pissed you off.
And I said, I'm going to block everybody who tells me that A-Rod wasn't a shortstop.
Yeah. They call you on their bluff. These kids will call you on the bluff,
Yeah, and I blocked, I'd say, 167 people that day.
Nice.
So a kid who called me Julian Casablancas might very well be amongst the bone pile.
Okay, I think I can play the video
Thank
now.
God.
I switched over to my hotspot on my phone.
I can't deal with this adversity anymore. Danny Mullen. All right, let's see. This is Andrew Judge. That's it, dude. It's when you run out of mask and gloves. All right.
First of all, starting off an Instagram video with a when you or when it is never a strong move.
Are you reading comments?
I know it's going to be some shitty topic. Yeah, I'm reading some comments.
What do you got so far?
It seems like he's paid a couple people to post laughy face icons. Some girl said, "Oh Lord, LOL." Let's watch something else. Let's watch something where he's actually going for comedy. Smash Demi Rose or Cure Corona, and he goes,
coming back.
"How?"
Smash Demi Rose, and this is your dream. Demi Rose is Danny Mullen's dream girl to the T. Look at her right now. You tell me that's not your dream girl. You and Andrew Judge love the same type of woman.
Obviously, I'd have sex with this chick.
No, that you would marry her.
I would not marry this girl.
Why wouldn't you marry her? What's wrong with her? Because she isn't Asian?
Nothing is physically wrong with her, but a girl who looks like this, who has the profession this girl has, will be nothing but a headache. You would lose your mind. Your mind would implode on itself if you had a girl this hot and you had to keep tabs on her. Like
very
you keep tabs on your
very
girlfriend.
easy solution. You turn on your location. You suggest it to her too. Be like, we should turn on each other's location. And then now you can see and it's like literally having a track, and you can see exactly where she is at all times. If she turns it off, you know she's getting shades.
What are you going to do about her Instagram direct messages? Are you going to ask for a moderator ability on her account?
Listen, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make her put on her profile, send DMs to @LeoF. Okay, who's next?
That's not going to work.
That'll work.
You think of guys, you'd be like, oh, I really want to fuck this chick. Well, he's not going to sound like that. Because if it's a guy who's an actual threat, he's going to be like, I'm going to add this broad to my fucking stable. Sounds like me, kind of. I might be the guy who does. But do you think he's going to fucking click on your name on her profile, see some hairy Italian guy, be like, oh, shucks, I got to talk to him.
Listen, all I'm saying is, hey, you know what, dude? If you're fucking dating a girl and you find out I used to date her, I don't think any man's that comfortable. All right?
Why?
Because he knows my fucking tongue's been up that ass.
I'm gonna attempt to do one of the greatest ads of all time by showcasing my ability to play every single sport and tying it into the product. Come with me. Basketball. Soccer. Bet you're wondering, how am I so smooth at every single sport? Well, the secret is, I use Old Spice Ultra Smooth Deodorant. Keeps me calm and collected under pressure and ready to tackle life. Get you some.
I don't know how much Old Spice paid him to do this ad. It was a waste of money.
I don't think it's an ad. I think it's just a fake ad. But it's cool.
He's sponsored, obviously, so he's pretending to be sponsored by Old Spice.
Yeah. It's in jest. He's sponsored in jest. It's kind of funny.
I think he's hoping people think he's sponsored in reality.
Oh, come on.
I think he's hoping people think he's more successful than he is.
Oh, come on.
For the grand finale over there, Austin, can you please pull up Emily Knows Everything? Are we still down?
I think I got it to connect
Only if you
temporarily,
admit that you are attracted to Emily Knows Everything.
I'm attracted to Emily Knows Everything like I'm attracted to any girl under 30 who isn't obese.
You told me.
Got it up for the time being. If the Wi-Fi dips, then it dips. But this is her feed.
Newest video. Let's watch it. Whatever it is. One where she's trying to be funny.
America's Not Talented. She might be trying to be funny on that. Is that a video?
Let's watch it. No audio.
Oh, right.
Some will be good.
Did it all on my roots.
Some will be bad.
Bam, 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 bam.
All that matters is that we're having a good ass time.
I'm happy.
She dropped an ass. That's edgy for Emily Knows Everything. She better be careful.
Oh, God.
I think the internet went back out.
It's okay. I saw enough. I hated it. I hated what I saw.
Oh, come on.
We got the gist.
Leo, you're acting outraged. It's a bit. Do you actually think anything she puts out's good? Honestly, right now.
I've seen her do some really good stand-up sets.
Not stand-up sets. Her Instagram shit.
I mean, it's not like I go to her, like, I don't know. It's not unbelievably funny to me all the time. I think sometimes she gets a chuckle, and that's good enough, I guess, for her, man. Whatever makes her happy.
I don't think it makes her happy. She said she's got depression.
Well, I think she's depressed because I think we figured it out when she called. I don't think she's doing everything she can for her career. I don't think she's following her path.
Here's what I want to do. I want to hire a death squad.
Oh.
That's harsh. I want to hire a crew of dog catchers. Look at me here, Austin. You don't have to worry about the internet anymore.
Okay.
I want to get a squad of dog catchers. Tell them, hey, don't worry no more about those flea bags, the canines. You need to worry about influencers, actors, anybody trying to be famous in LA. I'm going to recruit them from neighboring counties. Bakersfield's coming in. Some from Imperial County, San Diego County. They all come up here. I want 10,000 dog catchers. We set up spy cameras in people's rooms. Andrew Judge TV, Room On, Emily Knows Everything. If they're spending less than 4 hours a day on their craft, they get a noose around their neck and they get drugged somewhere out into the desert. Because I know right now that Andrew Judge TV, this is what most of his day looks like. Oh, who's in my secondary inbox? Any hot chicks DMing me? Oh, not today.
He does get some pussy.
Oh, I'm going to check. He doesn't get that much pussy.
He has a pretty legendary story that he, on a road trip back, that after you met him, when on his way to New York, he had a very legendary story. He had sex with 3 women in one day, all from the apps, and he stayed at 2 of their houses for 2 days.
Yeah. He probably didn't let him see the Instagram because that'd be so embarrassing. They'd close up their legs.
You know what? He's got a very nice. He probably had the best upbringing ever. The guy's just got pure goodness in his heart.
Oh, get him out of here.
You know. In fact, he's always said only very nice things about you.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you know that he says Danny's very talented. He's a nice guy. He's so funny. I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah. But the polar opposite of him.
In New York, dude. You big leagued him.
Fuck yeah, but he tried to shake my hand, and I was like, I didn't even raise my arm. I didn't even do the thing where
shook his hand.
I didn't even do the thing where I was like, psych. I just, had paralysis in both elbows. God. That's what I did. Leah, aren't you tired of these people coming to LA, driving up the rents? People like Emily Knows Everything, who pays her rent, not with talent, not with comedy, but with her lips in the back of her throat. That's how she pays it.
We don't
She's
know
making
that.
it harder for people who actually work hard
That's an
at what
honest
they
profession.
do to afford. It's not an honest. It is the oldest profession, but it's not honest.
All right. Well, look, yes, but I think there's what you don't know, because I've been here way longer than you, because I was born and raised here, is that there are people way worse than any of those people that you mentioned. Because have you ever met the guy that's like, dude, I was in a Denzel Washington movie, or I was an actor in a movie with Matthew McConaughey, and they're fucking extras, and all they did was sign up for some shitty service that calls them and pays them $60 a day to stand around way in the background, and then they're putting up on their Instagrams that they're fucking famous, working with McConaughey, working with Denzel. That's what I call him.
Matt McConaughey?
Yeah, McConaughey, dude.
Do you really think for 1 second
those are the worst? Those are the people that just want to get famous.
Do you think for 1 second if Room On had any affiliation with the Denzel Washington movie, even as a caterer, he wouldn't put that on Instagram that he was doing it? He would. He would.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We know
also,
that.
If he wanted to sign up for extra work, he would.
You know what the douchiest move he did was? Hassan Minaj messaged him, and he screenshotted it and reposted that Hassan Minaj had messaged him.
Well,
that's such a dick move to Hassan. He's like calling out Hassan and letting everybody know what Hassan is doing and saying in a private forum. But it was clearly just like, oh, look at me, a big comedian thinks I'm cool.
Did he ask? Maybe he asked for permission.
I doubt it.
All right. Well, you know what? I didn't see that. What did Hassan say to him?
I don't even remember. I didn't read it.
Was it a long time ago?
Room On has lost the privilege of me reading his stuff. Well, it looks like hieroglyphics when I see his posts.
How many views is the video we did with him at this point? I honestly like that video. It was good.
Video.
It's a good video.
I'm just trying to get something going right now. I just feel like talking shit. My frustration with the internet's just coming out in a torrent of disrespect toward these three characters.
So your frustration with the internet at your house. You know what's frustrating right now is how hot it is in here. Holy shit, I am sweating like a farm animal.
It's not that bad. Oh. Well, Leo, why don't you say something controversial into the camera?
All right. Something controversial into the camera?
I said I hate surfers. I basically said I strongly dislike those three creators.
Let me think about this, because I don't... All right, something controversial into the camera.
Yeah, sure.
The Boston Red Sox should fucking be stripped of their 2000 whatever title. It was 2018, maybe, whatever. The last fucking year those bastards won, they should be stripped. They cheated, and they can go fuck themselves.
I thought that was the Astros that cheated.
The Boston Red Sox did it also.
You're really worried about other teams winning the World Series when you're a Yankees fan?
Yeah, well, I know they have 27, dude, but let me tell you, they should have had 28 because they lost to the Red Sox and they lost to the Astros, and they should have won. And what I don't like is now guys are talking shit to me in the comments, because I'm always defending the Yankees, and they're saying things like, who didn't win in the last decade? And the fucking Yankees didn't win. That's bullshit, Danny. Sorry, man. I think that's the most controversial
I want to
thing
ask
I
you
can think
this. I, as you know, don't like bandwagon fandom.
I'm not a bandwagon
not
fan.
saying
I
you're a
have a
bandwagon.
very good reason.
But if you even are born into being a fan of the Yankees,
Yeah.
it's one thing if you're born into being a Patriots fan,
Yeah.
you're born into being a Golden State Warriors fan. But the thing I don't like about baseball is there's no salary cap, right?
No.
So it's not even fair.
Well,
Being
there is a
Yankees fan-
luxury tax. There's a luxury tax now. So if you go over a certain amount, you have to pay a luxury tax. And the Yankees have actually not even been in the top 5 of payrolls in the last couple of years. Yes, look, I
That's
get
why
it.
they
When
started
won,
sucking.
Well, I don't know about that. They still haven't had. They barely have a losing record. I mean, they haven't had a losing record in a season ever, basically. Well, not ever, but they haven't in a long time. But they are. It's not that it's not fair. Everybody, MLB has. It's called, they share revenue. It's revenue sharing. So even like the Marlins, the worst team that only gets 5,000 people in their stands, their owners are getting filthy rich, and they can afford a $30 million a year guy. They can afford multiple of those because they share revenue throughout. They have one of the best business models.
I just watched the movie Moneyball. I saw
nice.
the Oakland A's are making.
I was in that.
Or have
I did
30
stunts in that.
You weren't actually on screen, and you've admitted that to me.
You know what? Some people say they do see me in the background at the beginning, but you know what? I got
You would know better than anybody.
I got to check.
Yeah, I'm sure you
I
haven't
also
checked.
met Brad Pitt, and I met Jonah Hill, and it was great.
You watched that film with a magnifying glass
I did.
held up to the screen.
It was my first gig ever. Yeah, so
I
I,
don't
watched
blame you.
it.
I'm saying,
I had my cock out. I was ready to jerk off to
I'm
myself.
surprised you ever worked in Hollywood again after that.
Well, it was, it's tough nowadays. I don't know how I'm going to get another gig, but you know what? I've been auditioning. I've been auditioning. Actually, no. What have I been talking about? Black Jesus, dude. It was solid.
$30 million Oakland A's versus $130 million Yankees.
Yeah, they lost.
Who lost?
The Oakland A's in the playoffs.
You think if they had an extra $100 million, it might have helped?
Nope. I'll tell you why. The Yankees use the same formula. If you walk a lot, the less outs you make, like in the book Moneyball. You read Moneyball, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I
Yeah,
did.
the less outs you make, the better chance you have of winning a game, right? It only works long term. Short series doesn't work. So that's why they weren't very successful in the playoffs.
Oakland A's?
Yeah, the Oakland A's. And they lost to the Yankees. And they lost to the Yankees very, many times. They even lost recently to the Yankees in the one-game playoff. But I will say this. They're an impressive team, and they did it with they changed baseball forever. Because now guys that are unathletic, that have great eyes, like Kevin Youkilis, have jobs. Great eyes as in they can walk. They know what pitch to swing at. You honestly, you should get into baseball. You know why? Because it's a heady sport, and you'd like it. It might make you a better person too.
Baseball is for inbred cousin fuckers who can't play a game without a wadded shoe in their lip.
You son of a bitch.
Baseball sucks.
Why would you say that to my beloved sport, man?
This is how baseball developed. Guys were in a Klan meeting. The Klan meeting adjourned, and they went out into the woods and played stickball in a clearing. That's
Is that how?
Yeah, in 1864. Probably before that. 1842.
Is that a fact?
Basically.
Wow.
If you look at fucking early baseball photos, if just the pinstripe uniform came up a little bit higher, it would be a Klan uniform. Indistinguishable. All the guys' names are like Woody Chipperson.
I'll give
and
you a reason to celebrate the Yankees, buddy. I'll give you a reason to maybe be a follower now of the Yankees.
What?
They were the last team to allow a black man to be on their team.
So they're the most racist baseball
They are the
team.
most racist baseball team, yes.
Well, I hope you're proud of supporting them.
Hey, wait a second.
I went to UCLA.
How would you turn this around?
Jackie Robinson, baby. I'm a supporter of the color barrier being shattered.
You know, there was a Babe Ruth of the Negro leagues. I don't know his name. I forgot his name, but he was way better than Jackie Robinson. You know why they chose Jackie? Because they thought that he could take it, and he was one of the most educated black men at the time. That was a decent baseball player, but he wasn't the best. But they thought that he could handle the abuse. And he could, and he did, and he changed baseball.
You want an educated guy to handle the abuse? I'd want the stupidest guy I could find to put out there on the field.
Why? Because then he'd get upset. I've been getting, my temper's been raging recently.
Just give him a talk. Just be like, hey man, they're gonna yell this word at you that starts with an N, rhymes with trigger. It means they like you. And then just push him out on the field. Let him go play.
Oh,
and then if he
I'm sure
believes
that
that is
would've
hard,
worked.
you're like, oh, thank you, man. Just waving his people,
I could see you being
burn crosses in the stands at him.
I could see you being an owner of a ball club.
Why?
Back then, especially. Very much like a slave owner, you know?
I'm the guy fighting for fucking African American rights in baseball right now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So who would you have been in the Jackie Robinson movie? Who would you have been?
I haven't seen that film, but I imagine I probably would have been cast as Jackie. Based on pure
I'll
athletic
tell you
ability.
who you'd have been. You would have been the one ball player that decided he was just going to fucking let him have it and call him the N-word 50 times. And you know what Jackie did? He looked him in the eyes and never budged, never got angry, and then hit a home run to win the game.
You know what's wrong with what you just said?
What's wrong with what I just said?
You and I both know damn well, and Austin knows too, that I would have called him the N-word 60 times. Was that a good setup? Did I really
Yeah.
both in? Thank you.
Oh, that was good. That was very good.
What are you doing over there, Austin?
Dreading the internet situation.
Oh, dude, it's okay, man.
Austin, are you worried? I'm sorry I went on that little tirade at the beginning. I was just trying to get something going.
Listen,
No, I don't
That's been
care
my
about
excuse
that.
for everything today.
he's not going to put his hands on you again, dude. I will make sure of that.
Yeah,
All right?
last time.
Mostly,
Last time I backtalked Danny,
yeah, it's not good.
it hurt a lot.
Yeah, man. I honestly, he's very young. I don't think that you should be that violent towards him, Danny. You should take it easy, man. He's just a kid.
I still can't really see out of my left eye.
Dude, yeah,
And I
man.
end everything we do with a loving kiss.
I mean, yeah, you do, but at the same time, I think that you shouldn't do that because it's going to cause a lot of angst. He's going to grow up and he's not going to know why, but he's going to kind of have feelings towards both sexes, and he's going to want to, explore stuff like that, and it's going to be your fault.
That's
man.
a gift.
It is not a gift.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
No, man.
Especially
Look,
if he catches HIV.
well, that's
He
what
did
I'm
tell
saying.
me-
Yeah.
He did tell me it hits Mudhole twice as hard. So
Wait a second.
Mudhole Mia.
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
I can't take all the things that are coming to the surface
Yeah.
from this podcast.
Yeah.
You wanted me to die.
Uh-huh.
You
I didn't want you to die. I wanted you to break a leg and maybe a couple vertebrae.
okay? You want me to die?
Yeah.
You beat our podcast host here.
Several-
Not podcast host.
several
our podcast,
times.
the guy that runs our podcast.
Yeah.
You also beat the shit out of your girlfriend.
I talked a lot of shit on 3 social media creators too. Yeah. My girlfriend, I told her to go to Jack's Urban Eats. It's a little local salad place in
yeah,
Santa Barbara.
yeah.
I was like, hey, come back with a chicken salad with cashews, not almonds.
Okay. Oh God, I've seen this mistake happen before. What happened? I bet you she brought it back with almonds, didn't she?
I came back. I opened the salad. I saw some acorn-shaped nuts, definitely not cashews. The red curtain dropped, and I started swinging.
Closed fish, or if it's an open hand, it doesn't count.
Closed fist, dominant hand. I was throwing bicycle knees, and her roommate came out of the room. She's like, Daddy, what are you doing? You're beating your girlfriend to a pulp. And I was like, I'll cut you, bitch. I'll cut you. And I went for a kitchen knife, and I got in my car, and I fled the scene, and I haven't dealt with it since. So I don't know if there are cruisers out front. I don't know if...
Well, good thing that your followers and your subscribers keep going up, buddy, because she's definitely would be out of there if it wasn't for that. So thank God.
O.J. Simpson was famous enough to get away from it, and I think you're just like,
Yeah, you're right
You're
there,
almost
man.
there, yeah.
You're right there.
Yeah, I need a jury of my peers like he had. I want Danny Duncan, Churdleys, Kyle from Nelk, Bradley Martin. I want that to be my jury.
Would I be there?
Yeah, you could be there. Who else just definitely...
I'd hang the jury. I'd wait till the last day, and then I'd say, you know what? I think you did it.
Yeah.
I think you did it.
Who's got the most interest in me? Yeah, if I had Fan Jerry, Inland Iggy, and Leo, just everybody on my squad, Nico, on my jury, it'd be definitely in their best interest to get me off. Because otherwise, they ain't going to have a job.
I'll run this podcast with Danny, a little GoPro in Danny's cell.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
nice.
still do it.
Hopefully the technology gets better and there can be a hologram, Danny.
Yeah.
In a striped suit with a ball and chain
That's
strapped to his leg.
fuckers. I beat the shit out of him.
you just got a cavity in like a whole microphone and
Oh God.
a recording device.
No, he'll make it happen. He'll be run that jail. He'll be like the guy in Shawshank Redemption. Great movie. Have you seen it?
I don't like Stephen King or Morgan Freeman.
You don't like Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman can't act. Stephen King can't write.
You don't like the voice of God, Morgan Freeman?
I don't like him. I think he's got no range. I think he relies on that instrument of his, that
All right.
larynx.
I'm gonna a role play. We haven't done one of these in a while. I'm gonna be Morgan Freeman.
Can I be Stephen King?
If you want to be Stephen King, you can be Stephen King. But I wanted to be you, and I wanted to be Morgan Freeman calling to say that I would narrate the worst town in America for free.
Sure, whatever. Let's do
All
it.
right. I don't know. I'm gonna do my best Morgan Freeman, dude. Hello, is this Danny Mullen?
Depends who's calling.
Oh, this is Morgan Freeman.
Listen to me, you freckled face fuck.
Whoa.
Listen-
That's funny. I wanted to offer you something.
What do you want to offer me?
Wait a second. What? Why did you say something about my freckles? That's a sensitive subject.
Because freckles like that belong on Shirley Temple, who is both a woman and white, not on a man who's both male and black. They look ridiculous. It's a good thing you're counting on your voiceover work, because I don't think you got much of a future left in Hollywood.
I like a good funny man, let me tell you. Well, listen. Forget my freckles. I wanted to say that I've been watching your Worst Town in America series. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie, you have a lot of potential in the way you speak. But I would like to show you how it's done and give you a free narration of your next Worst Town in America. How does that sound, Danny?
What town's it going to be?
I believe you told Leo DeTavio that it would be El Centro, California.
Let this out, huh? It's actually
Well-
not going to be El Centro. I'm sorry, Morgan. You got false information. I don't like your MasterCard campaigns. I don't like that you participated in the biggest sellout films of all time, the Batman trilogy.
Well, they paid a pretty penny, Danny. It bought me a lot of hookers.
If I could, I'd hang Christian Bale, Michael Caine, and Morgan Freeman all from the same tree. I'd hang Heath Ledger, too, if he were fucking alive.
Okay, well, listen. Rest in peace to Heath. On that note, I have to go because you are deplorable.
Yeah. Enjoy your old age, fucker.
Go talk about penguins, you bitch.
Does he talk about penguins?
He was in that, the March of the Penguins.
He got me, dude.
Morgan?
Yup.
Wow, what happened
Heavy.
with that?
Like 7, 8 girls said that he used to slap them in the ass on set, pull up their skirts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He seems like maybe the last person I could ever imagine sexually assaulting somebody.
Dude, he's fucking sly, dude. No, I could see him doing that. He's like a ladies' man, dude. With that voice, dude. You don't think he could just pull any girl?
He seems so benevolent.
I agree, but he's a horny 19. He's from the 70s, dude. That was his era to reign. And most guys from the 70s, they like to explore their
That's not
fair
true.
amount of pussies.
No, Mick Jagger wasn't like that.
Mick Jagger didn't have sex with a lot of women.
No.
Oh, really?
And he reigned in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
I'm joking. He was the absolute most notorious puss hound. You know what I did this weekend?
Oh, God. Something sexual?
Yeah.
Let me hear about it.
So I was at the beach with my chick.
Oh, God.
And she was wearing this red bikini that looked absolutely to die for.
Wow.
I could see the outline of her areolas in it. Really fucking
Really?
tight. I could see her titties. Her ass looked stupendous. Her hips looked stupendous. And she was wearing these white Nike shoes with big high socks midway up her shin.
Yeah.
And she looked sexy, Austin. And I kept fantasizing because we were lying side by side on the towels about getting my penis hard and putting it up her asshole.
Jesus, man.
I'm not
Give her a
done.
break on the anal.
So we get back to her room, her apartment. We're in the shower getting all that sand off us. It's not good. It gets in the bed sheets, Austin. You understand, right? I tell her, hey, once we get out of the shower, I want you to go put those socks back on. Go put those shoes back on and get back in your swimsuit. I'm going to fuck you in the ass with the swimsuit pulled aside. And I'll be damned if I didn't do it.
So you did it.
I fucked her in the ass. I made her get redressed in her beach attire. And it was so goddamn
Does she
hot.
orgasm when you fuck her in the ass?
I don't think so. I don't think most people orgasm when you fuck them in the
Does
ass.
she play with her vagina when you fuck her in the ass?
She might need to start doing that. I'll put it in the suggestion
Dude,
box.
yeah, I think I have some moves, you guys. Feel free to take these home, guys. You can also find more of these on my Patreon. Sorry for the.
It's okay. Continue.
I haven't actually talked about this on Patreon, but I will because this is important. I've only shared the only big sex move
What,
I
are you
shared.
the anal guru now? What are you going to say to
No,
me?
I think that it would. I think
You just told
that
me to
if
take
you
it easy
like
on
anal. No, if you like it, and you want to do it all the time. Lube, of course. But a vibrator can really, really be a great asset when you want to do anal a lot. I'll tell you why. See, you get her warm. She holds it on the
Yeah, we
the
can put 2 and 2
clitoris.
together. You're
Yeah.
Why are you saying everything in pronounced 2 syllables right now?
don't
Anal, clitoris.
I don't know. It's funny.
Okay, I'm glad you're confident in that technique.
Yeah, you know who fucking got me into doing that? You fuck.
Be more original, Jesus. I'm kidding.
What?
Continue.
You can't. You know what? Listen, the fucking. I always forget his name, but the guy Alfred in the Batman movies that you just talk shit about, Michael Caine. He always said, "Listen, the most important tip I can give you in your career is when you see something you like, steal it."
Yeah. Well, it's not hard to locate the source of said theft when I'm sitting beside you on the couch once a week. I think he means steal from things a couple decades back.
Oh, I don't think that's what he means at all. If I want to borrow the slowing of the syllables and then pass it along to some of my friends, I can.
Is Mitch doing it now too?
No, but my girlfriend's doing it, and she says her friends think it's a riot.
Okay.
So there you
Well,
go, buddy.
I deserve at least a hand job from a couple of them.
Well, that's not going to happen. But
They're responsible.
you know.
I'm responsible for a lot of their laughter.
maybe I can keep one of my fingers freshly taken from her vagina, and then you could smell it. I think that's the only thing that you could. I'll keep the cellophane. I'll put some cellophane on it, and then I'll keep it fresh, and then you can smell it. I think that's the only thing I can do, buddy. That's all I can offer.
I want you to make her squirt. I want you to collect it in an ice cube tray, put it in the freezer, and then mix it with a little bit of Kool-Aid and serve it to me as a popsicle. That's the only offer I'll accept.
Only if I could feed you the popsicle the entire time
Sure,
for
sure,
my
sure.
vlog.
Yeah, why not? I'm a sucker for a popsicle.
I got some gnarly footage on my behind the scenes, man. Fuck.
So
Anyway,
tell me
for
about
this week.
So,
But yeah.
so what's your big clitoris move? Is it really as simple as
Nothing.
you fuck
They
a girl
just-
in the ass and put a clitoris? You put the vibrator on the clitoris?
use the vibrator for the anal stuff. She'll be too distraught with the intense pleasure of the vibrator to really worry about what's going on in their ass. And then everybody gets to party. Also, you need to introduce a butt plug, man. I'm going to tell you, it'll change your days.
Yeah, I've just been using a can of hairspray to put up there so far. Let's go for a joke. It's okay. There's my rules with. You're right.
A can of hairspray.
Yeah.
Is it her hairspray? Is it yours? Fuck.
It's a roommate's, and then I
It's
just put
a
it right back on the
roommate's?
shelf. Yeah. It's interesting.
You
You know,
Let me
like,
get this straight. You go into the roommate's room or the communal bathroom. Where do you get the hairspray from?
well, there's a bathroom across the apartment. There are 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
So I go in there, and then I always put it back. And you know how sometimes when you leave a coffee cup out, and it's got a little coffee, and you dump it out, there's a ring?
Yeah.
There's that around the hairspray from the shit line.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so you retrieve it. Do you put lube on it?
I use a little bit of hand soap. I get next to the sink.
Nice.
One must improvise always. That's what my father said.
Your father said that, really?
Yeah.
What did he say in regards to it? Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't with fucking hairspray cans
Yeah.
being shoved up anal orifices.
Well, no, you're right. It was on a scouting trip. We were learning about whittling.
All right, so let me get this straight. So then you use, how often is this lady using this hairspray? Is it something she never uses? Because maybe I don't understand.
I think Bill Clinton said it best. Don't ask, don't tell. I don't know anything about her hairspray usage.
So you don't care.
I don't care because
Is this the roommate that you fantasize about eating your asshole while you fucking your girlfriend?
no, that was a long time ago, back in
okay.
Slut Castle.
Oh, gotcha.
This-
Now
I would never do something like that, Leo.
you would never fantasize about it, or you would never actually do it.
I would never. Well, certainly I'd never do it, but I'd never fantasize about it either.
Gotcha.
That was all the way back 5 months ago.
Gotcha. You're a different man.
I'm a changed man.
I'll tell you what, a year ago you were a completely different man, and then you started wearing rings and wearing necklaces, and you grew your hair out because of
My hair was long a year ago.
It was longish, and somebody told you to go ahead. I said, you should keep going because you said, I like that you have long hair, Leo, because it gives you that look where someone knows exactly it's Leo, already. Like that's what long hair does. And I go, yeah, man, it does. I was like, you should do it too. And you said,
Did you dream this
I think
conversation last night?
No, it happened. It happened on the UCLA video.
No, the UCLA video, you asked me, you were like, what are you going to do with your hair, buddy? It's kind of in the awkward middle stage right now. And I said, I'm growing it out. It's getting prepared to grow out. I remember the exact quote verbatim.
It's getting prepared to grow out?
Yeah, because I got to tell you, Leo, your hair, you can't just snap your fingers and have it long. You have to have a cut that looks good in the meantime as it's getting long, and that was that cut.
I didn't influence your hair growth at all.
No, I had long hair before I even was in... I took the time off when I was working in Vegas in restaurants, and I had to have short hair, but there are plenty of pictures on my Instagram from 2015-16 where I have a long mane, and I always knew I was going to go back to it once I quit my job.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's nice that you could tell your things. I like that you don't want to give me credit for your long hair. That's fine. You don't have to.
You get zero credit for my long hair.
It's a great look that I might have influenced.
No.
But that's fine. You don't have to say that. But, it's very possible that the opposite conversation happened in which I said, you should grow it out. And you said, I'm kind of on the fence. But I think I am, Leo. And you ran your fingers through my hair. I believe then, too.
Okay. Well, so we're attributing the hair thing to your influence, which is not true. And we're attributing the 2-syllable overemphasis to me.
Yeah. I would say that would be 100% fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm taking the role of Anal King. That's my title.
You can be the Anal King. It's fine.
I am.
Much like the Tiger King, but the Anal King.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'll ever watch that documentary.
Apparently those things are pretty synonymous because I think that guy's gay.
He is gay. He had 2 husbands that were both straight, but somehow were still intrigued by him because they were on methamphetamine all the time.
I heard meth makes you gay.
It does make you gay.
Yeah, it'll make you gay.
Meth, if you do enough of it, I'm sure... I don't know. I'm trying to go full Dr. Drew on the meth effects of your sexuality. I don't know anything. If you're on, it doesn't take a scientist to figure out that if you're on a lot of drugs, though, your likelihood of chugging a cock goes up ever so slightly.
Why is that?
Because you feel good, you're not making rational decisions, and if you're doing a lot of meth, let's be honest, it's harder to attract women as a man than it is to attract men as a man. So why not go for the easier option?
Well,
because if you're doing a lot of meth, you're probably not paying your bills on time. Your car probably isn't as tidy as it could be. You got to suck a cock after enough of that.
Well, what about this?
What?
I believe heroin's probably the most addicting, right? And meth is like second, right?
I've heard cocaine is the quickest onset, but yeah, heroin's got the most devastating addiction.
Right.
Yeah, it's the hardest to get off of.
Right. And meth is pretty bad too. Like once you're on it, it's like pretty hard to get off meth too, right? I believe we talked about that or somewhere along the line when we were doing one of our worst towns. Barstow's heavy with the meth. But either way, what if someone, a gay man, it makes $3,000 a month in Barstow, which is basically a millionaire, is, he wants a little blowjob and he goes out to the streets and he sees a meth addict and he goes, hey, I know you're straight, but I got some meth. Mm-hmm. If you suck on my cock and maybe gargle these balls, this meth is yours. Think that's possible?
I think it's very possible, and I think you know the answer. Yeah, that junkie's going to do that 10 times out of 10. Is it possible, though, to gargle balls? What does that consist of? I know my nutsack is beyond gargling size. It's too big.
Well, yeah, you have a gigantic nutsack. I believe Slurp. I like to call him Slurp because he described his name as Lurp, but it's Slurp.
I like to be
without
juggled.
that. You like to be your balls juggled?
Mm-hmm. Orally, though.
Sometimes I like to be, before bed, right? As I'm falling asleep, I like my balls to be cupped by my girlfriend.
You like to have your balls juggled orally? What the fuck does that mean?
That's gargled.
Like with the tongue. Like instead of a gargle, just like toss them around back and
that's
forth,
kind of what gargling balls is.
I'll never know what that feels like because my nuts can't fit in somebody's mouth.
Well, not completely both in the mouth. It's like you kind of go one ball at a time. Your right ball would probably not even fit in somebody's mouth.
It would not fit in somebody's mouth.
Yeah, you should try it though. Let me know how it goes.
I'm humiliated. I wish a lot of times I had a regular sized nutsack.
Can't you do something about that surgically?
You would have to get my nut cut off.
Well, I mean, they could resize it. Can't they do that?
No.
I'm pretty sure they can do that.
They can't resize. It's not a JPEG.
Well, it's a ball sack. I mean,
was that a funny joke? That was a computer joke. Austin, you should have laughed at that.
Yeah, that was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was good.
It's a fucking harsh room tonight. I gotta seek my approval directly.
Listen, I think you're hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
I've been. Sometimes the joke is so funny that it just silences you.
You're humbled. Apparently, and he's gonna go steal that tomorrow. He's gonna be like, "Hey, my buddy was telling me he wants his balls to be smaller," and I said, "They're not JPEGs, buddy." Later, Andrew Judge. Hang up. End of conversation. That's gonna be tomorrow.
Listen, buddy, I don't steal any of your jokes. All right. The only thing that I borrowed is your syllable bullshit. And I'm sorry that you were so upset that I did that. All right. You think I'm an unoriginal asshole? I think I'm a pretty original in most of the things I do. I think that I'm very unique. And I think that you are just an asshole for demeaning me all the time and not giving me any respect.
You're the Dave Attell of comedy, huh?
Nah, I'm the Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow, damn. You're just blazing your own trail.
Yep.
I'm saying I want 15% of your Patreon cut because you're using my syllable delivery.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yeah.
Fine.
There we go. I just made an extra $5 a month.
It's actually I'm at $500 a month on my Patreon, so it's actually more.
That was a
You
big dig.
fucking asshole.
That was a big dig on his Patreon sub.
Dude, you know what? This podcast and the Patreon is being pretty close to my rent, buddy, because you know why? I live beneath my means. I live beneath my means the way you should.
So your rent is $700?
No, Danny. I said it's pretty close because my rent is $1,100. Solid.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fan Jerry's nipping at your heels, though. You see, he bought a camera rig.
Well, that's great. I have multiple, but yeah, I mean, I just, I got to figure out what these guys want to see. I know this next video that I'm putting up is going to do really well, but see, I look
See
at
how
it.
nervous he got when I brought that up?
What do you mean? How did I get nervous?
He went into a Leo monologue.
That wasn't a Leo monologue. It was like 2 sentences.
Okay. I'm just saying. Fan Jerry, he's coming after all of us. I'm nervous, too.
Look, I support Fan Jerry's channel. I want him to do anything that makes him happy. I remember one time he quoted, we were in the car, and I believe you were ribbing him like you always do because you're an absolute asshole, even off camera. And he looked at you and he goes, "Danny, leave me the fuck alone. I try to kill myself." And I remember looking over at him, and I was thinking, you know what? He's absolutely right. Man tried to take his life one time, his own life. And honestly, anything he does is a bonus at this point.
I think that discussion is as fabricated as the hair
This
discussion.
is not fabricated. He did say that. He said something along the lines of that. All right. We used to smoke. You used to smoke a lot more on these, road trips, and now you don't. But say maybe your memory is a little.
Well, he definitely
awry.
said that in jest.
Well, I don't know if he said that in jest. I think he might have meant it. There's, you ever hear that there's truth behind every joke?
I made a joke about calling Denzel Washington or Jackie Robinson the N-word 60 times. Think there was truth behind that?
Well, they are black.
I'm going to say it for the camera right now. No, there's no truth behind that.
Okay, so if I had a time machine and I could go back to the 50s,
Danny would never.
I would walk up to Jackie Robinson and it would just be an uninterrupted string of 60 M-bombs. There's truth in comedies.
No, I don't think you would ever do that. You would never do that.
That's the first thing I would do with a time machine. I wouldn't go back and save Lincoln or ride a brontosaur.
Wait, would we make it a video saving Lincoln, dude? If we got a if we got a time machine right now and we could only use it for 3 hours, do we fucking go cameras rolling? Does Austin pick up a camera and do me and you go back in time and fuck up John Wilkes Booth?
Well, I freed the slaves is the motto of my site, my channel. So it's not in my best interest
How
to go
many views
help him at all.
does that video get? Like, they would study it, and most people would be like, "This is a hoax." But I mean, they obviously history would change, so people would be like, "Well, he never was killed. What? This is bullshit. This is an acting job. It's very good." They did a great job with Abraham Lincoln's teeth. They're very rotted, which was very attuned to the time.
Are you sure that wasn't George Washington?
They all had bad teeth.
Probably true. No, what I would do is I'd grab fucking Abraham Lincoln's right fist as he was signing the Emancipation Proclamation. I'd put him in a Darce choke, let him lose consciousness, and then write Danny James, the sex criminal, Brian Mullen on the Emancipation
And then you'd be the most famous man in the world. You would.
Okay, I'll take it. I'd be automatically.
What would you do with that level of fame? Do you have multiple girlfriends? Do you still date?
Well, I mean, I'm already being submerged by a tidal wave of fame daily, and I only have one girlfriend, so I don't think that would make much of a difference.
So you'd still have this. You'd be the same guy. Would
Be
you
the
live
same
here?
guy. I'd live here.
Really? Would you drive the Sable?
I might I might buy a new say Ford Explorer.
What about
I like
your
the bigger cars?
You'd buy a Ford Explorer, a 2019, 2020?
2022.
Nice. Oh, okay. So a very, very, very modern.
I got a time machine.
Okay, so you'd go. So in the 3 hours, we'd film the video with Lincoln. You'd come back and have enough time, and you would have enough time to do anything you want for the remainder of the 3 hours that we have. and you would make me and you, or maybe I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, well, can I do something with the time machine? Be like, no, I don't think that's right. So you wouldn't get the sports almanac in the future?
So I wouldn't copy the plot of
Well,
Back to
I
the
mean,
Future
isn't
2?
that the smartest thing to do?
Is it Back to the Future 2?
It's Back to the Future 2, yes.
Oh.
You wouldn't do that? We could gamble. God damn, I'd be
think-
like, Danny, I got this one.
Have we learned anything from my tirade at the beginning of this show? I'm not a hack. I don't put out content like Andrew Judge, Ruman, or Emily, so I wouldn't steal the script of Back to the Future 2
Let me
my
get this
time machine.
fucking
No.
straight. You just because you wouldn't want to steal the script to Back to the Future 2, you wouldn't set yourself up for riches forever.
No.
So you would use the remainder of the time to go forward in time, just 2 years, just 2, to get a future Ford Explorer that might have some solid, I don't know, OnStar and navigation capabilities. Maybe it's electric. I don't know.
You got to see the backup camera on the 2022 model. It is to die for.
1080?
Fucking 4K.
It's 4K?
And it's got the backup markers that are like,
Oh, fucking fine, dude. You didn't tell
there'd
me
be
that.
so
That's
many ways
perfect.
to make money if you had a time machine.
Which would you look at the stock market? Would you go? I think the sports almanac's easy. You go to Vegas, you put fucking your entire life savings on it, then you do it again and again and again and again, and never lose.
I'd go back to 1998. I'd tell my dad, "Hey, give me $10,000." I'd put it in Amazon.
Oh,
Bam.
yeah.
I'd put it in Apple. Bam. Fast forward to 2008.
I want to do that math. I have to do that math now. Amazon was $23
Lock
at the
me
time.
in. Lock me in at 10 grand.
Okay, 10 grand. You go back in time. You buy Amazon in '98. $10,000. That's divided by $23. So that would be 434 shares. It is currently trading at like, I don't know, 2,400 yesterday. So you multiply that times 2,400. You would have only $1 million, Danny.
Well,
I mean, that's really good from 10 grand in 1998. 98 wasn't even that long ago.
I would have done the same thing with Uber, Apple, Facebook.
Apple was at $1. You would bought 10 grand in Apple. Okay, let's see that. 10,000 times. I think it's at 200 and I saw it this morning, 211.
Nobody cares about the math. I'd be rich and
You'd have $2 million for Apple. That's great.
Fuck Apple. Steve Jobs is a bastard, and the
What?
new guy Tim
Well,
Cook
he is a bastard because he was
is a pussy.
Well,
Tim
Steve
Cook's a
Jobs is
pu-
a bastard because he was what's it called? Wow. Why am I can't come up with this word right now because he was adopted. Steve Jobs was adopted.
Exactly. That's why I hate
So
him.
he has no father. You don't like him because he doesn't have a father. He's a good.
When I was a
Change
kid,
the
I
world.
learned the slur biscuit. That's somebody who doesn't have a biological father. He's a biscuit. Apple, they should have renamed the company Biscuit, eh, Austin?
Yeah, sure.
So you for no other reason than the fact that he was an adopted man, didn't have a biological father. You hate Steve Jobs.
You
because of this.
cannot trust somebody who doesn't have a biological father because the mom was probably doing a lot of drinking to get over the grief, and she was probably just a big whore. And she's bringing in stepfathers and boyfriends. Stepfathers and boyfriends, they diddle the young boys, and that means he's going to be all post-traumatic stress disordered out as he's roaming through the halls of Apple and that San Francisco peninsula. You can't trust him.
Wow. I'll tell
That's
you
why I
what,
hate him.
it's funny because I would think that you would like Steve Jobs because apparently he ran his ship much like you run the Danny Mullen ship.
How do I run the Danny
with,
Mullen
with
ship?
abuse, harsh words, hard work, and sexual tension.
There was sexual tension with Steve Jobs?
Oh, yeah. He would molest and sexually harass all of his fucking interns.
Well, now I'm liking him a little more.
Yeah. He would,
Wozniak stopped being friends with him because of the rape.
You raped the chick, Steve Jobs?
No, he raped Wozniak
You're full of
when they
shit.
were high on acid. No, I'm just kidding.
That was delivered very
yeah, that was great.
straightforward.
The kid's got talent. I mean, when I first met Austin, he used to pick my brain about stand-up. He wanted to get into stand-up.
I still want to do it because I think it would be funny.
Yeah.
Just like
Too
once.
bad it was a hearse. Maybe we'll have another Nico on our fucking hands.
I gotta say, Austin probably has a little more natural ability than Nico.
You know what? I think
I'm not
when
sure.
when
I'm not
Nico,
sure.
His acting ability is top notch.
I can't say, and I'm also.
Remember when he got in character before he threw the ice cream cone to the
Yeah,
McDonald's?
He did. I'm just saying this because Austin is able to string together some wires and set up a couple cameras, but maybe that's not a fair
You
way
miss
to
Nico?
assess your comedy. Do I miss Nico? Wow. I don't know. Do you miss Nico?
Yeah.
You miss Nico. You think about Nico
miss-
every day.
I miss driving around with Nico, hearing him fucking try to do his little comedy with us, you berating him, hurting his feelings, and then him climbing up for the rest of the time, and then us attempting to tell the gatekeeper at his complexes that they should watch out for him because he's a faggot.
Yeah,
which it was so difficult to get out.
Well,
we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it.
out.
Nobody could get it out. But that would have been and still is one of my favorite moments ever because you should really watch out for that guy who lives over there.
He's a
4, 3, 5, 6. He's a real faggot.
That was a good time.
And we had just dropped him off. Those were the good times, man.
Yeah, no, I always look back fondly on those road trips. It's not that I don't miss Nico. It's just I'm so busy. I'm never walking around my room thinking about Nico. Like, should I call him? No, it'll be too needy if I call him. I'm just going to send him a text. Nico doesn't occupy my thoughts.
How do you sleep at night?
You think about Nico on a regular basis?
Sociopath? How many people think that you're a sociopath?
Because
Be
I'm
honest.
answering a question, honestly?
No, because you decided to be, instead of a little white lie that would have been nice, the fans would have liked it. They would have been like, does Danny have a, you know how often they slide into my DMs with this one question? Does Danny have a heart? And that's why you better be the Tin Man when we do fucking the Dorothy, when we do Wizard of Oz, because you don't have a heart.
I'm the lion.
And I hope, oh shit, the lion. No, because he doesn't have courage. Wait, no, the Tin Man doesn't have a heart.
I'm the lion,
Wait, who
baby.
am I? Scarecrow because he doesn't have
I
a
don't know
brain?
who you are. Either.
Fuck you, dude.
The reason I want to be the lion is because his dialogue is the fucking funniest in that movie.
Dude, yeah.
They ask him, I was obsessed with this lion. I kept doing it to my girlfriend this weekend. They ask him, and they're like, so when you get courage, will you be brave enough to fight a hippopotamus? And he says, I'll rock him from top to bottometh. What about a brontosaurus? I'll teach him who's king of the forest.
Yeah, dude, that's a
I love
classic.
that.
It's
That
so
dialogue.
good.
I was
It's
like,
so
I'm
good.
being the fucking lion. Rock him from top to bottomest. How could he not love that?
Can we all have musical numbers?
Nico's going to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I think that's going to be the only musical number.
Unbelievable. That sounds amazing.
Nico's fucking Dorothy.
No, but I'm saying is like instead of a little white lie, be like, yeah, you know, I do miss Nico, and everybody would have been happy, and the moment would have been jolly. Instead, you decided to say that you were so busy that you never even think about little old Nico.
I think about him. I don't actively. It's not an emotional experience of me missing him.
It's just a lot of masturbation.
And the more white lying you do, Leo, it adds up to getting you closer and closer to what Andrew Judge TV does
I
every day.
knew you were going to wrap it back up and bring up Andrew Judge TV again.
I'm not going to say I never tell little white lies to not piss off these people. I'm not going to say I never politic. But I try to be as unfiltered and honest as possible, and that reflects in the content. And that's why I'm not even sure if people like me, but they like the content. And that only happens because I try to be as honest as possible without being G.G. Allen.
All right. Well, let's say you have like millions and millions in the bank one day. Are we going to do some giveaways? Are we going to go around and maybe like give to the poor?
No.
Stuff like that?
No.
Why?
Because I was poor for so fucking long, I have such paranoia about being poor and giving money to the poor who are almost without fail going to spend it on drugs and alcohol does not seem like a good investment to me.
What about like a Latino on the corner of a...
Especially not him.
Well, what if he's selling oranges and maybe we could just buy all the oranges in his truck, something like that?
They'll go bad far before we can enjoy them.
Well, yeah, maybe we could just let him keep them and we could just pay for all of the oranges.
I don't know what kind of charity stuff I would do.
What about helping like a family that has like a lot of medical bills? Or maybe like helping helping like a dude that got his leg cut off at work buy a better leg that lets him walk better. I don't know. Those things are expensive. What about that?
Oh, I thought you were saying a guy got his leg cut off, buy a better leg, like a really nice looking leg came by with a hacksaw.
Buy one of those Blade Runners.
I got you. So he can kill his wife like Oscar Pistorius.
He did kill his wife.
Yeah,
and he got away with it.
Did he?
Yeah, he's free. He's good. He got off.
Garbage.
It is bullshit that he was even allowed to compete in the Olympics because those blade things make you supersonically fast.
I thought that was disproven.
No, it's not disproven. I didn't hear that it was disproven.
I'm pretty sure it was disproven. They wouldn't let him compete otherwise.
No, they let him compete because he was the only guy that was ever really able to use him to that advantage. But
I heard they did trials to make sure it wasn't a fair advantage, and they determined it wasn't. But I don't know how in hell You determine they aren't an unfair
yeah, exactly.
advantage.
That's what I mean. How would they do that? There's too much human error in that in those experiments.
It's an unprecedented running thing.
Yeah.
Nobody's had those before. Right. So if he goes faster than the average human, who's to say that that's either the mechanical legs or that's just Oscar Pistorius?
Right.
I don't see how you can attribute what part to the legs and what part to him having fast twitch muscle fibers.
Right. Which brings me to a very stupid story I have from my high school science fair. I got 4th place somehow, and my experiment was metal bats versus wooden baseball bats, and I didn't take into account the speed of the ball. I just said that I had enough ability to tell how far they would go in a batting cage. Yeah, I didn't measure any of the speeds, anything. That's how bad my high school was.
You douche.
I know. I'm a douche. And I got 4th place somehow. That's how bad Grand High School's borderline special ed.
I would have done the same experiment, but instead of going to a batting cage, I would have hung a 5th grade girl from a tree like a piñata. Try to test out wood and metal against her. I'm just resorting to the filthiest jokes today. Just child killing.
The science of
Jesus,
domestic abuse.
dude.
Danny
Jesus, you sick fuck, man.
Somebody's got.
What's like the most disturbing thing anybody's ever said to you? Because you made me think about something that somebody told me once, like a disturbing image idea, and I just want you to tell me what you think the most disturbing thing anybody's ever said to you is.
Why don't you go ahead and tell me yours? Because I don't have anything preloaded. It sounds like you got something.
Well, a guy said one time, he's like, "Do you ever think about what it would sound like if you had a baby in each hand and you crush their skulls together?"
I've often wondered the same thing.
What the fuck?
Hey.
You have?
Yeah. Fucking Einstein was obsessed with relativity. I'm obsessed with baby skull crushing.
This guy was so nuts. But Benjamin Martin, dude. He came in, he threw fucking 90 miles an hour as a freshman and then disappeared, became a musician, got into drugs, and just no one ever saw him again.
Drugs are a little sketch.
Drugs are sketch, man. I haven't done any of the harder ones, but...
While we're on the subject of drugs, I heard somebody posted up Rat Dick Ralph's arrest record.
Really?
Yeah, that did happen.
Somebody told me on Patreon that happened.
Really?
It might be him, though granted people have the same name, but the charges were like pretty serious if it was him.
What were they?
Like 15 years. Kidnapping with a weapon in there was a domestic violence charge.
What was the date on it?
I don't remember.
Austin?
I mean, they wouldn't have posted if it didn't line up. I feel
Should we
like
talk
that's
about
pretty
this?
obvious.
I don't know.
It
I
was
don't
in
know
like
either.
We probably shouldn't get too much deeper into it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we
I
wish him
kinda
the
doubt it was
best.
him, 'cause
We
that's
wish him the
like 15
best.
years.
It was 15 years. We wish him the best. I don't know what happened to that guy. The fame really hit him hard, man. He was a well-to-do psycho not, and now
Now he's still a psycho not. Get it? He's certainly not a psycho yes.
he's not a psycho, yes. But it was, I mean, I don't know, man. Poor guy. I'm working on a new crew member possibly because we need a black guy, and I think I found a good one. We'll talk. We'll see. It'll be funny.
This sounds like the only quality this guy has that
He's
makes
English?
him. Yeah.
Well, besides that, I mean, I don't know what. He's athletic. He's an actor, so he can do bits. We can send him in to make him do stuff. He'll probably do anything you ask him to do.
I kind of like the
You
idea.
want him to be a drug addict?
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. I want him to be in
Well,
the
I'm
slammer.
sure he
Center.
smokes a little weed, but I don't think he does any of the hardcore drugs.
Well, he's black, so there's got to be a little bit, at least a little bit of rock
He's
smoking.
Nigerian and he was raised in London. He's an interesting character.
You know who did pretty well? Last time I shot with him was Baina.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Oh
to
yeah, he did. He shot well. He did well.
Yeah, I like shooting with Baina. Down to get him in a little bit more.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The dude Scotty Chickens, if anybody remembers from the Kissing Black Girls video, he was the guy who pulled up in the Maserati. He hits me up. He's in LA now. He's down to fucking do some videos.
That's cool. The characters are great. You know,
Barbershop Evan, but
Barbershop Evan's great.
He's
I'm saying,
afraid of the
yeah,
cops, though. He's afraid of the cops.
He's
now.
afraid of the cops. Right?
Yeah, which is an issue in the Danny Mullen shoots.
Why is he afraid of the cops?
Because they took his ID during the That's Racist video. And he's just got a built-in fear, sort of like we have a fear of arachnids and spiders, arachnids and snakes. I mean, he's got a fear of the cops
Oh, is it because of the color of his skin?
and swimming pools.
Wait a second. I really don't think he's afraid of swimming pools. I think that you said that because that's just a racist thing that you believe.
I was going to list more things that black people avoid, but I forgot them all.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I was a swimmer in high school. All right. And you know what? Danny put me up against, you want to fucking prove that too?
I'll beat you in
We
a
can
race.
All right. I have to race Austin now.
Sounds
Go
great.
ahead and say I'll do fucking backstroke and still beat Austin. That's how fast I am. Anyway,
Really?
listen. Yeah, you can do freestyle.
I swam like a 21-second freestyle.
Wait,
Well,
you swam in
50.
high school?
Not in high school, but I swam for like 13 years. Yeah.
Oh shit! So this is
dove
this
in
is actually a good race. Then I'll do freestyle.
I'll smoke both of you.
Oh, here we go, dude. Lead-footed Danny,
Oh.
He's got those flippers.
good old Leadfoot, dude. Yeah, dude. He's can't run, but I guess swimming isn't running. Anyway,
I'll smoke you in a foot race, too. I beat my girlfriend in a foot race twice on the beach this weekend. She thought I was going to let her win. Nah. Fucking left her in my sand wake. That bitch.
Is it cool going to the beach?
in Santa Barbara, yeah, Ventura County, it's cool. It's fine.
And even if it wasn't, I'd still go.
Well, you
because
could
I'm a
get
rebel.
arrested.
Well, I'll tell the cops who my father is. That'll change their tune real quick.
That's the
How many
whitest
times have you?
response
How
ever.
many times? Yeah, it's so white. How many times have you used that and it actually worked?
Oh, all the time. Can you please step out of the car? My father is the Honorable Judge Mullen, so get lost, pig! And they're just like, oh, yes, sir. And they back away slowly to their car.
How are these urban myths about like having like one of those stickers, the fireman sticker on your car, that never gets you a ticket? I heard like my buddy, I used to work with a guy at Waterworld that was in the LAPD in Hollywood, and he said that we could throw out his name anywhere in LA and it would get us off a ticket. And I have yet to try it because the only ticket I got was with you in fucking Ventura.
It'd be funny if he fed you the name of like a notorious cop killer.
Yeah.
So you say it to a CHP officer and he just punches you in the face immediately.
That would be funny.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. You bastard.
Musser fucker. That'd be funny. His name is it's almost like a name that would be that. His name is Timmy T.
That sounds like a cop killer.
It's a cop killer, dude.
That's a
Fucking
cop.
good old, fucking Timmy T, huh? You gonna say that to me?
My dad told me a story when I was a kid. My buddy Tim and I, he's one of my best friends, has been in a couple of videos. We always talk about it. These kids called up a phone number randomly to do a prank call, and their prank call was super shitty. They just said, "Kill cops, kill cops." It was a cop.
No.
And he just got their number traced, and they both went to jail.
Dumbasses.
They
really?
were fifth graders on a sleepover. Two upper middle class white kids.
Dumb. Well, not dumb. I mean, that can happen to anybody.
Kill cops.
I think, dude, have you ever done a prank phone call that was pretty fucked up?
I'm sure. I've done so many.
Me and Mitch did one and I felt bad.
This is recent?
No, it was like when we were in college. We did one where we told this guy that we were the San Diego Padres and we had him clocked at 94. Look, the guy never hit fucking 85. He was a terrible pitcher, but he was so stupid that he believed that we had him clocked at 94, and we let him go all the way to San Diego and told him that we would leave the gate open at the stadium so he could come in and pitch for, throw a bullpen for our scouts. So he went all the way to San Diego from LA.
Was he a piece of shit, or was he just a random
He was
guy?
a piece of shit.
That's pretty funny.
Fucking funny. Yeah,
That's pretty fucking funny.
It was a combo of me and Mitch because I was the cross checker, which is the guy that like sometimes finds a guy and then sends the scout out. So I was like, we're gonna send a scout out. So we set it up, and then Mitch played the scout, and he fucking killed it, dude. I remember a funny line is like. The guy, he was asking him what kind of workouts he's doing, and the guy was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And Mitch is like, you should do the rice bucket, because there's this thing where you put your hand in a rice bucket and it kind of builds up your forearms. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah. And then Mitch was like, but if you really want to make it work, you should do the rice and bean bucket. If you do both, it really builds up your forearms. And he fucking was like, oh, I'll do that tonight, sir. I'm going to be right on that rice and bean bucket. He's just an idiot, dude. But yeah, it was fucked up.
One of the best prank things I ever did. This was before Facebook. This was before Instagram. It was in the times of MySpace. We used to make fake profiles for people at our high school and raise hell with those profiles at our high school. So, for example, my buddy Kevin, who's since lost his mind, he was obsessed with this girl. He never had sex with her. He just had a Jones in for this one girl, Jenna. He saw a comment on one of Jenna's pictures. It was her on a beach, and this kid, Nick Cleveland, wrote, I wish I was there with you, LOL. And my friend just got so jealous and lost his shit that he immediately made a fake profile for this kid.
Oh.
Me, my buddy Tim, and this guy Kevin, who lost his mind, ran that page for 5 years. And I think it's safe to say we ruined this kid Nick Cleveland's life.
No.
An example, we would use Microsoft Paint to Photoshop, I'm doing quotes for those of you who are listening, pictures of him fucking all the cheerleaders that went to our high school.
And people believed it was him? That's so fucked up.
And then there was this girl, because I'm from a really rural part of Sacramento, and there were a bunch of like redneck, vaguely white supremacist dudes.
Yeah.
There was a gang of dudes, and they called themselves the Confederates. That's how like
my
white
God.
trashy this place was. But there was this girl who was dating one, and she posted a picture of her boyfriend chugging out of a handle of Jack Daniels.
Oh my God.
Not a fifth, a handle. And our fake Nick Cleveland page, we wrote, I'd knock that pussy out with one punch, then have sex with you.
Oh my God.
Because the girl posted the picture of her boyfriend. I guess a week later at Denny's, the kid Nick Cleveland got swarmed in a parking lot of Denny's. A bunch of dudes pulled up and like lifted forerunners and shit and just threw him into the shrubbery. We're just screaming in his face.
Oh my God. Nothing ever happened to Nick Cleveland?
The last we heard, he was working at a Taco Bell. I think he'd given up on life. We completely ruined his social
He never knew who
credibility.
it was?
He never knew who
Did
it
he
was.
always deny it?
He always denied it. And the great thing, too, is because we got bored of just like photoshopping pictures of him fucking like Jenny Swisson on the fucking cheerleading squad. So what we started doing is we made him go through phases. Like he had a phase where he was a conspiracy theorist.
Oh
and we,
my God.
And we started producing videos. We did one where I wore a ski mask and it was talking about how, like the evil of gun dealers and Big Five Sporting Goods. And there was this place called Wild Sports in our town, and we were like, "You're on my hit list, Wild Sports. I'm coming for you." And we filmed a video of me in a fucking ski mask out front, smearing bananas all over their front door.
Oh my
You're such an
God.
asshole.
And we just uploaded them to this kid's MySpace.
No.
And then like this next phase would be like he was an emo kid, and we like Photoshop him into like out of the front man of Taking Back Sunday.
Oh,
we're like,
come on.
We're like, check out my new song, guys. Cute without the E. And like we'd have like a video of the music video.
Dude, what the fuck,
We just
man?
made him seem insane.
No, I can't. Dude, you think people must have known it was ridiculous? Come on, they must have known it was fake. That's out of control. What is? You're out of your mind.
We posted like his profile picture was just you know those really shitty things that used to float around the internet. It's like a low class model girl with a Playboy bunny tattooed on top of a pot leaf.
Right.
That was his profile picture.
Oh my
and the
God.
caption was "Smoke pot, get hot, LOL."
Oh my God.
Just the gayest thing. And I remember some girl we knew was messaging him. She's like, "Is this really Nick Cleveland?" And we were like, "No, Megan, it's us." And she's like, "Okay, I thought so. This seemed a little too gay to be Nick Cleveland."
That's so funny. So the guy was just like, oh my God, he never found out it was you guys?
He was a really handsome dude and seemed to have a good head on his shoulders. But after a couple of years of that, we saw him working at a local Taco Bell, and then he moved to Arizona. So I think we can say we ruined his life.
I think Nick Cleveland's probably doing just fine. Dude, I bet you Nick Cleveland's fucking killing it somewhere, man.
I hope.
He turned all that fucking bullying into some kind of great thing.
I wish they
That's really funny though, and we should probably do that now. Well, it's kind of like
they
what-
report it now. You can report
Yeah,
that shit
you
now.
can
It's a
report
completely
it.
different time.
Yeah, you can't do that. I don't. The only bullying online stuff I would do like that is often back when Facebook first like came out and the Apple Store was big and stuff. For people, you know, like internet was cool. Like you didn't have it on your phones as much and shit. People would like pull up their Facebook profile like at a lot of like at Apple stores, and I would like completely change their profiles and like come out of the closet to like all the guys' friends. I remember one time I did it really, really hardcore to this one guy, and a couple of his friends were like, "Yeah, man, I always knew that about you, man. You didn't have to tell me, but I don't know why you're telling me, man." And then he like blocked him, and I changed all his books to like all these gay books that he liked, and I thought it was so fucking hilarious. Now I feel bad about it.
Men are from Venus. Other men are from penis.
Yes. Shit like that. Like 20 greatest gay athletes.
Well, you could be reading that just for innocent
Yeah,
curiosity.
No, why not?
All right, boys, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
Hey, man, that was fun. You're a sick bastard.